Good day, everyone. You are still listening to CMP1A1.4 Bacolod, and this is your host, CM. And here with me today is Miss Anna Vista, my special guest.
Hello,
How are you, Miss Anna?
Hello, Miss Carla. Thank you for having me in your talk show and for coming here to visit me.
Do you feel fine? Do you feel cold? Do you feel hot?
I feel very bored. That's why I'm very happy that you kind of like talked me into this. So I'm all for it. So let's get on with it.
Okay, let's get straight to the point, Miss Anna. Can you tell us about your advocacy?
Here in Chapter 9 3/4, some of the people, I guess, have already come across the name or maybe have visited a coffee shop. We have the advocacy of hiring people with disabilities, specifically the deaf, the hearing impaired, and the mute.
All right.
So,
what were the factors that motivated you to do or to pursue this advocacy?
First off, for people that know me, I have a brother. The next one to me is deaf. He was born deaf. Actually, he was born as, what do you call it, severe to profound. So the only thing that he can hear are actually none, only vibrations and those with the loudest. So, growing up having a brother that is basically deaf, it was something that for us, we were really, how do you call it? We got used to the fact that he is deaf. But growing up, and especially the time that happened that I was looking for a job and then having a job, I realized that after his graduation, he didn't have anything else to do aside from being at home, chatting. Actually, social media really helped him because he was able to get along with people, even those that are hearing people. So, since we opened up a coffee shop, before we hired hearing people, and then we had problems because of siguro age, and then health. And then when we transferred here, we were looking for people that could work. Then we had trouble with it because people nowadays, usually they opt to being hired in a call center company or something like that. So it came to mind that what if we started to hire the people with disabilities, especially my brother, because he was having so much issues of depression. What else? He was starting to feel less of the self-worth that he had because he can't go find a job because of being deaf. So we started with only one, my brother and a classmate of his. So started with 2 deaf employees. And then after that, I think because of the fact that they are so into social media, they started posting pictures that they have a job already here. So people, especially their peers, classmates, also talked to us and told us that they also wanted to have a job. So from 2 deafs, we now have 8.
Wow.
So it really started with my brother and a family trying to help him with what we can. So that started with there.
Okay, so are you still planning to hire more employees?
Actually, we are. But of course, especially when you're in the business field, you have to really think about, of course, your returns. So even though we wanted to hire lots of deaf people or even those na away from my brother's connection, we also have to think about the returns that we will have with the coffee shop's sales. So we're planning to like branch out in the near future. If God permits, then maybe we could hire all the more deaf people.
Okay. Where do you plan to branch out, if ever?
As of the moment, we still don't have any idea, but people are trying to talk us into branching out in another city, like siguro Iloilo
Okay.
or Cebu. But of course, that's so much.
You need to get a lot of connection.
Yes, not lots of connection, lots of resources, and lots of manpower.
Okay.
Of course, money.
Yes, of course, money and effort.
Yeah,
for,
effort.
uh,
Correct.
How will you think this advocacy help our developing country?
Yeah. I was thinking about this the moment I read the question. It's quite a difficult question to answer because it really deals with people in particular. So I just noticed that our country mostly they tend to disregard. I'm not saying this in a very general manner, but for us lang that we have a brother, we have a family member that is deaf or someone with disability, we could feel that the government, the country, and the society tries. They really have issues of disregarding the people with disability. They try to think of them. They have this thing that they think of those people as someone or something different from all of us. But the truth is, they're just the same. They just
They're
can't
normal
hear.
people.
They're just normal people, but the only thing that they can't do is hear. Or with others, siguro. Actually, yesterday, we dined in Sagay. And in the restaurant, I've come across a person that was serving food and he has dwarfism. He's like 2 feet tall. So I was so surprised. Imagine you're sitting in a table and then someone would just give you food here, like near your chair. So I was like really surprised. And then I saw that the one of the servers there was with dwarfism. So I was also inspired that if only I had a bigger shop or a bigger business, then I could cater more than just the deaf. Because there are lots more people with disabilities, not just the deaf. There's also blind, then those with dwarfism, and some with Down syndrome.
So basically, you are doing this not for the sake to gain money or to earn money, but to promote equality also.
Yes, sometimes we've come across customers that could give us comments such as, you're gonna be famous for this. But the thing is, we're not doing this for the sake of fame or for us to be known that we're hiring, but because we know deep down how it feels to be disregarded. Because of course, my brother would tell me that like in the middle of the night, you're doing your stuff, and then he would just come near you and tell you that, why can't I have a job that is similar to yours, or why can't I apply normally, like walking inside an establishment, giving your resume, your CV, and then they would call you. So if ever that they wanna get a job, they have to have connections. They would have to ask someone from the government maybe, or someone with they have this small what do you call it, a small program. I think it's Welcome Home Foundation. It's a small foundation that they aim to help those people with hearing impaired people to get jobs after graduation. So he would tell me that. So we know how it feels to be disregarded or to be thought of as someone different from the whole. So that is our main reason, not for fame, not for anything else, but that.
Okay, it's nice to know that there is somebody like you, who who really has the effort and the heart to cut the barrier or the gap between those who think they are normal and to those who think that they are not normal.
Yeah.
If there is a message that you want to tell the listeners, what will that message be?
Yeah, the message should have to be, we have to open our minds. We have to open our hearts. we can't just think of ourselves. Actually, I just want to bring this up. There are times that I would see in social media that there would be people who would post broken English, and then people would share the post or the photo and then laugh about it for ages, and then it would circulate the world because of the broken English. I tend to differ from that because I would notice how deaf people would construct sentences. It is broken. So I would know if the post is coming from a deaf person. So lots of times I would try to do an effort by commenting below that these are deaf people you're laughing about. Please, we have to understand them. And instead of like laughing about the broken English, which is actually, if I would be very honest, it is really funny because of the brokenness of the whole sentence. But instead of laughing, why can't we just think, or why can't we just be impressed at how they are trying to communicate, even though they can't hear a thing we're saying. So yeah, that's also one thing I want to point out. But I know that this is just a drop in the water, this whole effort that we're doing. But at least it's a start. So it's nice that we're doing business, but each time someone comes here to experience this whole artistic vibe that we have, they could also get to experience how it feels like to be in the deaf people's world. They can't hear, but still they have smiles on their faces, and they try to make us happy. So the message is, try to think deeper on how it feels like, and even just extending a small smile in your faces every time you come across someone that is deaf, or all of those, the blind, those with dwarfism, instead of giving those people the skeptical look or the shocked look that we always have, why not give them a smile? It brings so much energy and positiveness into their lives, really.
Thank you, Miss Anna,
Thank
for
you, Miss Carla.
inspiring us.
Yeah.
Would you like to invite our listeners to your coffee shop?
Yes, everyone who wants to feel an artistic vibe, and those that wanted to feel the vibe when you go to Hogwarts, or for those Harry Potter fans, not only the Harry Potter fans, but all those that has a fandom heart, come visit Chapter 9 3/4. We're located in front of St. Brunilde School, so you can also get to experience and talk and bond with the deaf people we have here.
Thank you, Miss Anna, and thank you for listening to CMP 101.4 Bacolod. This has been your host, CM. Tune in for more updates.